Arsenal will now be facing Liverpool with the absence of William Saliba. Can now someone tell us exactly how Arsenal are going to be winning that game with the absence of William Saliba in that defense line? Arsenal is one of the teams we're expecting them to be challenging for the Premier League title this season, and not just challenging for the Premier League title, maybe finding a way of winning the title this season. And the only way that Arsenal can win the Premier League title, of course, is by winning games. And how Arsenal are going to be winning games if they're going to be doing the same thing they have been doing in the last 8 games throughout the season? In the last 8 Premier League games, Arsenal have been given 3 red cards. Their game against Brighton, Declan Rice was given a red card. Their game against Manchester City, Leandro Trossard doing exactly the same thing that Declan Rice did in that game against Brighton. Maybe he was confirming if it was really a red card, and he was given a red card. And if you're saying Leandro Trossard red card was not a red card, then you're just finding Leandro Trossard mistake. And now the latest red card in that game against Bournemouth, it was given to their very own Rolls-Royce, William Saliba. Arsenal have now lost 7 points because of the red cards. Arsenal didn't lose the 7 points because they're all over the place. We know Arsenal have really good players in the team, and they're capable of winning some of the very important games. Arsenal lost 7 points in 8 Premier League games because of the shambolic mistakes they're doing in their games. Arsenal will now be facing Liverpool with the absence of William Saliba. Can now someone tell us exactly how Arsenal are going to be winning that game with the absence of William Saliba in that defense line? We all know how good William Saliba is. We know the role that William Saliba plays in that defense line. And now Arsenal will be facing one of the best teams in the Premier League without their key player. Replacing William Saliba's absence in that defense line, it will never be an easy thing for Arteta. And it is now becoming the genesis of Arsenal fallout again this season. It's not a good sign for Arsenal that we are expecting them to be challenging Manchester City, Liverpool for the Premier League title. And I think it's one of the things that Arteta really need to fix in that team. You're not going to be playing through the season with a lot of red cards in your team. Their next 3 games, it will be against Liverpool, Newcastle, then Chelsea. Will Arsenal make to win maybe 2 games in these 3 games? Their game against Liverpool is one of the games we are really doubting if Arsenal will make to get some points in that game. We know how good Liverpool are this season, and maybe Ancelotti is getting everything right in the team. And it is now becoming one of the scariest teams in the Premier League. They're really doing everything right this season. Arsenal losing 7 points in the last 8 games. Arsenal didn't lose the points because they're all over the place. Arsenal didn't lose the points because they don't have good players in the team. We know Arsenal is one of the teams in the Premier League with really good, talented players in the team. Other than some of their players really struggling this season, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal have good, fantastic players. And the only game that could have made Arsenal lose some points is that game against Manchester City. We know what it means to play against Manchester City. They're really doing well, and losing your game against Manchester City is never a big deal. And Arsenal could have lost only 3 points in that game against Manchester City, which means Arsenal could have saved 4 points in the last 3 games that they have lost 7 points.